If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@toolsplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Still Got Game, episode 412. Still Got Game is the official podcast of toolsplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Roger Hitman Roken.
I'm James Yont Dog Yont.
I am Chris Selden 007 Selden.
And we're back 2 weeks in a row. It's almost like we're pros.
But we're going to be off next week.
Yeah. We're almost
that's
like...
right. It's a holiday next week.
Yes.
American holiday.
So, yeah, we have been here 2 weeks
Labor
in a
of the
row.
days.
We have the day off too.
Next week is Labor Day. So what holiday is it for you, Hit?
Labor Day.
Oh, it's the same holiday? Wow. All right.
I celebrate American Labor Day.
That's how it translates. Labor Day.
We work here too, you know.
Okay. So next week is Labor Day for everyone. So there's no show next week. But the following week, Tiffany Electrifying Nolan will be returning to the show.
Woo!
So yes. So we will get back our requested level of female input, which we've been severely lacking for a couple months. So
Awesome.
So that'll be good. But we are back, and I guess we'll just jump right in the show proper and hop into the mailbag for feedback and questions from last week's show. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Penknife 1997 comments. I spit my drink all over my car when you all went off on the roadmap thing. Sure, I had to clean it up, but it was well worth it. Keep the laughs coming.
Is Penknife the one that said that last week?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
But it's still funny that we
Yeah,
got that much of a reaction from the roadmap.
Yes.
5-year plan.
It was so on the left field, but
Oh.
yes. Yeah. But see, now everybody knows that the show's really seat of the pants. So if you have some good idea, we might implement it next week. You just never know. So,
Or not next week because it's Labor Day.
oh yeah. 2 weeks from
In
now.
Canada, it's Labor Day.
We could implement your change because there is no roadmap. So yes. But yeah, we found it pretty fucking funny ourselves. It was insane to think that anyone thought there was a lot of planning that went into the show. So, all right. Zergman comments. I appreciate your roundtable discussion about Stadia on the last show. I was up in the air on it, but you, well, 3/4 of you, have convinced me that it's an even bigger waste of my money than I feared. I'll wait for the actual next-gen consoles. You can't fucking change the outline when I'm fucking reading.
Yeah, Selden.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's how you get booted off the
Scripted.
show.
Totally scripted. This is totally scripted. This is on the roadmap.
Yep, that's how we get booted from the show, by making changes in real time.
Step 1, drama. Create drama.
I'm glad he listened to the 3/4 of the smart people on this subject.
Well, don't comment yet because I'm going to have to recut this. So, well, 3/4 of you have convinced me that it's an even bigger. You. Thank you. Well, 3/4 of you have convinced me that it's an even bigger waste of my money than I feared. I'll wait for the actual next-gen consoles. Thanks.
Again, thank you for listening to the 3/4 of us, the smart people.
Yes.
I'm doing it for the show.
Yeah, for the show.
For the show.
I wouldn't say it's a bigger waste of money. It's just not there yet.
It's just a general waste of money. Yes.
And there's no need for it right now. It doesn't have anything special that the other ones. I mean, cloud. Who cares?
The only way I can see anyone, and I don't know if this includes Selden, the only way I can see anyone that buys VR is just people that are trying to support the system, like the technology, so like it continues. Like if a lot of us don't buy into it, then it'll just die out, right? So I guess the Seldens of the world are kind of doing,
We're laying the
saying
foundation
we're doing us a
for
favor?
greatness to come.
Is that where you're going with this? That Selden's doing us a favor somehow?
Well, like I don't want to totally shit on it. I disagree with the comment that it's an even bigger waste of money. I wouldn't say it's a bigger waste of money. It's just it's not worth it yet, but it will be eventually, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. It's not there yet.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm on it. It's more like a trial right now. See what it comes out to be. I've wasted a lot more money on a lot stupider shit than that. So I think it's,
is that supposed to be a good thing?
I concur.
I'm just saying that I'm excited about what the future holds for it, and I think it is the future, and I think it will come. This may be the building blocks. This may be a rough road, but just like a lot of other things that we've seen die off, like I mean, VR is on the border of dying off, really.
Yeah.
But they're making some good strides in it with new equipment, with the Oculus Quest, which is making a total wireless, can go anywhere. I think that it's a rocky road for that as well.
Yeah, I think
But-
VR and the cloud gaming are just both. It's too early for both of those. I think VR is ahead, but they've had more time because they've been out for so much longer. But
And like
gaming,
3D
cloud gaming, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's too early.
like 3D TV. I mean, it's a great concept, but there's not enough
Yeah.
people that bought into it right up the front,
I
and it
did.
didn't keep the environment going. So
they didn't have the technology down really. There was so much flaws in it. It was so awful. The glasses you got half the time didn't work, and it just wasn't very good technology like in the home. So it was 3D TV should have died a long time ago.
I don't know. I enjoyed 3D TV when it was the popular thing, and now it's not. So.
Oh, I love 3D movies and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that
I'm glad you
there's
brought
not
that
enough
up, though.
investment up front.
I'm
to
glad
keep
you
it
brought that
going.
up,
It's gonna
Selden.
die.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was about to say the one like technology or whatever you want to call it that started off slow, and built up, and then it is now mainstream is 3D. Like at movies, for a while there wasn't any 3D movies. Like I think it failed like so long ago. They actually brought it back, and they
It failed in the 80s,
Yeah.
and then
But then they like refined it and slowly brought it out and just drop it all on us one day. And like
And then they
it's
finally
still around
killed it.
now. Like
And they finally killed it.
Well, they
Yeah.
killed 3D in the home, but the 3D in the
yeah,
theater
we're
is still
talking about
there.
Movies, yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
movies. Like that's the one like example of how you should roll a new technology out and let it stick because 3D movies are still a thing right now.
oh yeah, plenty of
Go to-
people go
go
see.
to
It's because it's just a way to make money. It's not really
It's-
actually still good technology.
It's
If
also
you
to
sit in
keep
the wrong
Hollywood
part of the
alive.
theater, it doesn't work right. You get
I
motion
don't have any
blurs.
problems when I go and watch 3D movies. Like I feel like they've perfected that technology. Like
Yeah.
every time I go, like most of the big movies are first viewing is 3D,
yeah.
and like I don't mind it. Like,
Are you always sitting exactly in the middle, or
I mean-
close enough to the middle, or do you sit towards the edge? Because if you sit towards the edge and get screwed,
well,
it's not very good.
We usually pick our seats out beforehand,
Yeah.
and then
You try to pick the middle because
That's
you're
what I'm saying. It's
pre-ordering
not
tickets.
for the masses. Not everybody gets that opportunity. That if you go to a popular movie like Endgame, like not every we got the last tickets and they're on the edge. You're not watching the 3D version of it. You're not going to get the best view, and it's going to have more motion blur at the corner, at the edge of the movie. There will be the people in the middle. Has to do a lot with sound too. Sound's the same way, but the theaters and sound is perfect. But the visuals of it is not there.
Plus, as soon as you go watch a movie in 3D in the theater, you're taking like a 10% cut in the light output of the movie. So all the movies are darker when you watch them in 3D, whether you admit it or notice it or not. But because you're watching it through sunglasses, it is 10% dimmer than a movie that you would watch without them. So, but yeah. So I think the net here, Selden was wrong.
No, I'm the pioneer. I'm the guy laying the foundation.
No.
You're
We
nothing.
just wrapped it up in a bow and told people exactly what we meant. So,
Lying like a turd.
all right. Daniel Ferrer comments. It's really funny when you folks. No, it's really funny when you talk about Stadia. From all the Android jokes, it was easy to figure out Selden 007 wasn't an iPhone person, and he's the only one of you that's a Stadia person. Laughs were had.
So is this an Android allegiance, Selden? Like, is that what that person's saying?
No, I don't think so.
No, because I think laughs are had because I think he's laughing at him with us.
Oh yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I always assume that Selden is the butt of people's anti-Android, anti-Stadia stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Altius asks, as PAX West arrives this weekend, what are you guys most excited to see? Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to be showing off all kinds of new stuff, and we'll have a chance to see if the Marvel's Avengers game has had any major overhaul since its dismal E3 debut. Are any of the team going to be in attendance? Well, I know that the Avengers game was also shown at Gamescom, and it did not have any
Yeah, it's still
overhaul
Well,
since
people are still not happy with it.
yeah.
Well, the footage that they showed at Gamescom was the footage that they showed us at San Diego Comic-Con. It was that whole
Yeah.
first level
Yep.
where they show that Cap dies, because apparently that's like the big plot point of the game.
Yep.
Well, I'm not playing it now.
Well, I'm sure there's a reason why they showed us that, but yeah. Anyway, that was the exact same footage, so they finally released that out for everyone to see. I would suspect that PAX West would also have that demo.
Yeah, I don't
maybe
think
maybe playable, but probably the same footage, if anything.
I mean, do you actually think they're going to go do an overhaul in the game? I really don't think so at this point.
there were online petitions and everything else, but I don't think
Problem
you
with
can really
E3
go
is
back
they
and
didn't
do it.
show us any of the gameplay, and the headlines coming out of E3 were that everyone didn't like the character models.
Yeah, because they didn't look like the real people.
Right. And then
yes.
I don't know, they kind of fixed it by actually showing gameplay. And
Does that
if-
fix
if-
it though?
if anyone thinks that they're gonna fix the characters to the movie, like, you're crazy. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why I'm not playing this game.
Sure, but like, there's been other
For-
video games where they don't use the same likeness. Like, it's just the character. Like,
I know, I don't, but
how many Marvel movies have they had where they have like Iron Man and he doesn't look like Iron Man? It doesn't look
I
like
know.
Robert Downey.
but this is a different time we're in. They're pitching this game after fucking 10 years and fucking 20 movies later. Like, you need to pay for the license for the characters and make it that way. I'm not playing this game because they don't look right.
It needs to look. I mean, this day and age. I mean, if you can get a freaking Lego Avengers game and they look Lego, somewhat realistic, you can do that in one of these games. Like, there's no reason they should cheap out. I'm with Derek on this one.
They made
That's a
No,
rare
they-
sentence. No one
made
ever
the
says that.
characters
I know.
They made the characters look
pinpoint
like the
that one.
comic book characters. They didn't make them after the actors. Like,
They didn't even make them after the
hold
comic
on,
book
hold on. I
characters.
don't understand why they're getting slack, or why you're giving them slack. Because the characters don't look like the actors. They made the Spider-Man game, and nobody made that comment then. It didn't look like Tom Holland, and that Spider-Man game was fucking amazing. It was one of the best games last year. Like, I don't understand why they get a pass, but that game gets a pass, but not this game. It's the same studio. Like,
'Cause-
they
no,
didn't get their licenses. Big deal. Who cares? It's still the same characters. It's still
I don't
Iron
know.
Man. It's still
I
Cap.
just I
It's such a
disagree.
double standard. Like, nobody's saying
the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man games looks 10 times better than the Marvel's
It's
Avengers
the
game
same.
too.
It's the same engine. It's the same people. It's just
It's not the same people. This is Square
Not the same
Enix. The
people.
other one was the Sunset Overdrive people that just got bought by
Insomniac.
Sony. Insomniac.
Insomniac.
Yeah, they're two different companies.
I thought that it was the same guys.
No,
it's
this
not.
is a Square Enix game.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I heard
Yeah.
that wrong, but that's what I heard, and that's where I'm basing that opinion off of. So
No, this is Square Enix. That's because
I
Square
think
Enix
if
has their head up
Insomniac
their
done
ass.
it would have been a better game, looking game.
okay,
for sure.
but okay, fine. If I'm wrong, which I could be, very well be. Take that aspect out of it. It's still like, why didn't anyone say that Tom Holland didn't look like in that Spider-Man game, or anyone that played Batman in any of the last Batman games? Like, why is it that this game has to have the same characters when everyone else
Because-
got pass?
There has not been a movie franchise in the history of movie franchises that has ever built the kind of hype that's going on right now with Marvel characters in the Marvel MCU. Like at this point, that to most of the population, granted, we've all read comics, we've all seen these characters through many different iterations, and we've seen reboots and restarts of comics and everything else. But for right now, most of the world, their Marvel heroes are the ones they've been watching for the last 10 years in fucking 20-something movies, and that's what these guys just shelled out the extra $20 to fucking get. Instead of cheaping out and getting all they paid for all the world's best voice actors. The voice actor list is fucking top notch. And those guys could have emulated Robert Downey Jr. They could have emulated Chris Evans, anyone. But instead, they picked the shittiest looking fucking character models I've ever fucking seen. It's insane. Fat Cap. Remember Fat Cap from the thing before he dies? He's fat. When's the last time we saw Fat Cap? We saw Chris Evans Cap. He's not fat. He's good looking. It's Chris Evans. He's from Boston.
I don't know. I disagree. Like Spider-Man.
So you're gonna purchase this hit?
Spider-Man is also in the MCU. He's the top Avenger. Like I don't understand how that game came out less than a year ago, and then they get a pass, but these guys
Spider-Man's in a fucking costume. You don't fucking see him. These guys, you see their faces.
He takes off his mask. Have you seen the movie? Have you gone to the movie where he's wearing a mask
here's the
whole
problem
time?
that I'm seeing here.
Is Spider-Man the movie with the mask the whole time? Yes or no? Thank you.
The problem with the Spider-Man thing was a totally different subject than actually... Because Spider-Man's been so many different Peter Parkers, so many different characters. You can't really compare that game per se to this Marvel game.
We only have one
basing
real
the storyline off of and stuff.
We only have one real Iron Man. We only have one real Black Widow. We only have one real shitty Hawkeye. We only have one real you name it. So pay the extra bucks. Maybe Alex is right. Fucking fix the fucking game. Pay for the likenesses and redo the character models. Done. I don't know.
And the gameplay could suck too. We don't know yet.
I don't even give a shit if the gameplay sucks. You know what? I'll tell you right now, I'm a 0% buy. But if all of a sudden they came in and were like, we fixed it and it's all the movie character models, I'll fucking buy it.
Yeah.
Got it. My money's in. Throw all the money at the screen.
I do not understand that. I don't get it.
No. Because obviously you don't love Tony Stark.
I love all those characters. It doesn't have to be Robert Downey Jr. It doesn't have to be Tom Holland.
It does. I don't want another Spider-Man. I don't want Spider-Man out of the MCU. I don't want my family broken up. I want all my pals from the movies. I want Tom Holland back in my family, and I want everybody in the games to look like my family.
All right, moving on. Thanks, Altheus.
We didn't cover his other part with Cyberpunk 2077. I'm sure there's going to be new stuff that some of us may have seen, some may have not, but it'll be new to the general population.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us are going to be in attendance, are we?
Nope, I'm not going out.
No,
I can't. Nope.
Yeah, as much as it seems cool to make it on Labor Day weekend, it's also the least cool time for a show because that's a holiday weekend. Sure, it buys you an extra day of show, but people also have shit in real life. So,
is anyone in the West Coast? No, right?
The closest we have is
I'm east. I don't know why I would go to the
West.
The closest we have on the show is me.
Yeah.
Where's Seven at? Is he out there?
No,
he was south
out of the four of us.
It's me. I'm the closest to the West Coast.
Okay. From the Tool to Play staff and former staff, Sarcasmo's the closest because he's in Seattle. But
he'll probably go. No.
He's gone a couple times, not gone a couple times. So I guess we'll see. But none of us are going. I have been in the past. I enjoy it, but not this year. All right. Well, if any of you have feedback like this that'll start a big fight, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over into what we're playing? Guys, what have you been playing this week? Hit.
Not much for me. Sea of Thieves. I think that's all I played this week. Barely any of it.
Oh. All right. That makes your section pretty easy.
It does.
Yant?
Been playing Apex, kind of the usual. Apex, a little bit of COD. Not actually, I haven't played in COD this week. Play a little. I'm enjoying PUBG again. It's been some of the new stuff is kind of enjoying it again. I'm playing Gears Pop. I'm not playing with Selden yet, but I am playing Gears Pop because I'm getting ready for Gears next week, which will be awesome. I'm excited about that. And obviously Wizards Unite and little Pokemon Go just to see if I can't find any more Shadow Pokemon, but that's other than that, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
I did manage to get an EX raid. That's the one achievement.
Look, for a guy that doesn't play, it takes a little bit to get an EX raid. You gotta go do a raid in the EX gym.
It took like 5 weeks of doing like a random raid here and there, and I finally got an invite.
Nice.
All
right, Selden?
Played a little bit more of the Halo. I got back into Destiny after last week's show. We were talking about it, so I went back there and I started blasting through some of the. Man, that game is just fun. It's just fun to play.
It's not. Tiff did a night of that, and I couldn't even watch it with a straight face. It's so trash.
Selden, can you tell me what I need to buy, download, install in order to play Shadowkeep?
You need to buy Shadowkeep. That's it.
I think you only. I think.
Do I need to get Forsaken or whatever?
No, I think I think really releasing Forsaken for free at that point when Shadowkeep comes out, if I'm not mistaken. So
everything previous is going to be pretty much free, and if you just do Shadowkeep, you can just play just Shadowkeep.
So
and I would recommend coming in a couple weeks, maybe a week early, just to start leveling up, because you'll level up 100 light levels really quick, I think, on that, just to start moving you towards where you're going to want to be at when Shadowkeep hits.
Okay, so tell me right now, what is the max light level right now?
What is it?
750?
700? 750?
750.
Yeah.
Okay. And is Destiny free right now? Destiny 2?
No, not yet.
It's not free to play?
Not yet.
So when it turns free to play, everything from launch of Destiny 2 to
I believe
Forsaken?
the Forge.
The Forge is...
I think you're correct on that.
The Forge is 1 or 2 after Forsaken?
Well, they went to season passes between Forsaken and Forge, I think. So I think it went basically from Forsaken to Forge, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But there was season passes in between that you had to buy the season passes to do the other raid layers and stuff like that. But I think
a lot
that's
of
all going out.
content to give out for free.
It's
No?
They're trying to keep people there.
It's old content that no one wants.
Yeah, they're trying to keep people there. So they give the free. Hopefully people will come back, or new people will come.
What's that?
It's still not like stuff for you to go do. So like,
if you want to go do raid
so
layers,
let
me go do a raid lair that's not a raid. It's just this one stupid fucking room. Yeah, so fun.
It's called Horde mode.
Anyway,
I mean, it's been a while since I played. And I, even this week I got on, and the weekly challenge thing that happens right there in the tower. It was some European Dead Zone 2 that I'd never seen before, and you have to fight through the waves of the bosses, and then you have to treasure hunt real quick and so. It was a lot of fun. It was good getting back into the game. The gameplay is awesome. It's tight. It's just there. So
the game's always been good. They just made a bunch of rocky moves along the way that just alienated a lot of people, and they made it such a hard of a grind. Like you literally have to know life every other game just to play that one game,
and you have to play it every fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me,
I did it for 3 years.
I'd rather switch around games. Like it was fun playing it. Don't get me wrong. I loved Destiny. I loved Destiny 2 until they started making crazy changes all the time and not telling us about them. I liked what they're doing now. I think they're doing a great job. I won't go back personally just because of the fact that I just don't really care anymore. I'll go to Destiny 3 if it depends on how good it looks, if they do a Destiny 3, but I'm more excited about the other things coming out lately. That's going to be coming out in the next 2 to 3 months. You know,
got
Gears.
I'm not going full bore back into Destiny.
Borderlands.
I'm not going full bore back into Destiny right now. I just, it's fun getting back in, running some missions, running some, real quick hits and stuff like that. I'm not looking to do raids every night or once a week. But it's the gameplay is good, and it's tight. It's
Zelda.
familiar,
I'm
and
with Zelda.
it's fun.
I think I'm gonna go back. To tell you the truth, that's why I'm asking all the questions. There's been talk with some of my friends about going back. So things that I've seen interest me. The fact that Bungie is no longer chained interests me. I'll give them a second chance. They're the guys that made Halo, so I'll give them a chance. And I don't plan on no life in this game either. Like I might give them like a month. But like I'm interested in other stuff too, like Gears. There's a little CFT stuff.
I'm gonna be so busy for 2 weeks of Gears trying to get through that campaign and stuff.
You know
before,
what it is though. You're interested in Borderlands, where I'm not.
Yes.
So that might be like a difference. Like if I'm not gonna be playing Borderlands, maybe I'll try Destiny. So yeah.
And Destiny's a great filler. I mean, it's as I said, it's not going to be a no life for me. I'm not sinking that far into it again. But it's good to just go back in and run through it real quick. So
yeah.
So besides that, I played Gears Pop, what you mentioned earlier. Nice little skin on some other game that's out there, I think. But I think they did a good job at it.
It's definitely a skin of another game.
What's the other game?
It's funny.
Fun. I don't know. It's just so familiar with everything else that's out there now.
It looks like Clash Royale. I mean,
Clash Royale?
with a Gears skin on it.
It's definitely not Clash Royale, but it's definitely got a feel like that. So
yeah, it's got a feel like that, but there's some differences to it that are kind of interesting. But it's got this Gears genre with it. But it definitely.
You guys are really selling this one, yeah.
I like it. I've been having fun with it. I mean,
it needs a lot of polish. It's got some lag issues. Matchmaking's kind of wonky.
Because you're on an Android.
No, it has nothing to do with an Android. The only place that I've played it and I've seen it played well is on the PC. But everybody else is having issues with it. So
I've not had any issues with it on my phone.
Yep.
iPhone.
And then the only other game I picked up a guilty pleasure like Smooth's Toon Blast thing. I picked up Empires and Puzzles, which is kind of that that match the gems type D&D flavor to it with a progression system. So
except yours is one no one's ever heard of, and Toon Blast is one of the most popular games on the planet.
I think it's actually the game by Little Giants. It's it's promoted by Pactor, I think, in his podcast all the time.
Oh, all right.
So it's a fun little game. I like the RPG aspect of it. You have to build your characters up and build up their special abilities, so they get more power when you match the gems and attack the beasts and the bosses. So
sounds interesting.
But that's it. What about you, Derek?
All right, I played a couple new games this week that were put across my emails. So I played some Days of War, which is like a World War II first-person shooter. Centers more on close quarters combat.
How was it?
It's pretty fun, and I think that's coming out for maybe Xbox and PS4 as well. Both of these, or this one and the next one, I played on PC, but these are coming out multi-platform. But it was pretty good. It was a different take on the traditional. We all think of Call of Duty when we think of the war games. Yeah. So this was a different twist on World War II, which was fun.
Or Battlefield.
Yeah. Then I played some of the Forbidden Arts. I played this on PC, but it's also coming to consoles and Switch maybe. And this is like a classic platformer, but you play as like this little necromancer guy. You're throwing fire everywhere. It was actually pretty fun, and I think this is going to do pretty well. And then I went to my mobile usuals, which were Harry Potter Wizards Unite, which is the bulk of my mobile time now, and kicking ass now. We got the second half of the Brilliant Thing starting tomorrow. Then I played a little Pokemon Go and some Toon Blast when I had other times. And in case you're asking, before we move on that section was blank for a reason. So
I put it there.
I know.
I put it there.
I would have done a World of Warcraft classic wallpaper. Damn it.
I put it there.
Damn it.
Yant put it there.
All right. So speaking of what we're talking about, let's move on to new releases. And there really were no new releases this week, but Yant has
found
picked.
some.
We all saw this, but we didn't really consider it a new release because
I consider it a new release. I forgot. I
it's
totally
new
forgot.
release. People are ecstatic about it. We need to talk about it.
and it's actually not August 27th because it's out today.
Well, that's just what from the news article I got it from.
Yeah, it's literally out today. People are waiting in queues for 150 people deep.
Problem solved. It's out today.
They're in 90-minute queues. All right, so the first new release out this week that's not really out this week is World of Warcraft Classic. And
yeah, never played it, but yeah, for those people.
this is basically World of Warcraft before Burning Crusade came out, and it is nothing major has been changed. There's been a couple little tweaks to make things in the UI a little more user-friendly, but things like Raid Finder and all that stuff, none of that's in there. So they've literally made no changes to the base game. So if you loved vanilla Warcraft and the main raid you wanted to do was Onyxia, then you're fucking baller dope because that's where this ends. So
I have a question for the group. Do you know why they did this?
because lots of people started to hate World of Warcraft once the expansions came out.
Yeah, there were a lot of like custom servers, right?
Yeah, a lot of people had hacked the original server code, ran it on bootleg servers, and took the original client before it got the update and hacked it to connect to these fake servers. And people have been playing it for the last 10 years.
Still been playing classic WoW. That's
Classic WoW, because that's all.
See, I never got into it. I never wanted to get sucked in. And
Yeah,
I
once
mean,
you
it
get
looked
sucked
cool.
in, you
Like
get-
it's.
We were
fabulous
all
game,
sucked
but
in for a while, so I was in there for far too long. But
I was never there, so
Nah, me either. Halo.
Yeah, I never did WoW, but I did do Ultima Online for the longest time. But we only ran on private servers. We never paid the monthly sub fee and all that stuff. We only played on the subs that we put up. So
I never got into MMOs. Like the closest one is Destiny, and that one isn't really an MMO.
now they sold as an MMO, but it
Yeah,
didn't.
it's not really.
Yeah, I played World of Warcraft addictively for
A lot of
Maybe.
people did.
6,
Wow.
7, 8 years, and I was addicted. I was an addict, and I broke free. But yeah, I'm not going back to this at all.
is Duty still run his? Wasn't he addicted as well?
Oh, he was addicted, and
He still plays.
yeah, unlike me, where there was after 2 or 3 or 4 expansions, I dropped off, but he would quit, cancel, and then he would go back for each expansion, play for like 2 weeks, and then quit again. But I can't go back because I have an addictive personality. Whatever I do in Mass Effect excess. So
No.
we never. We never guessed.
yeah,
What?
I know, guys. I know.
Surprise!
Believe it or not.
What?
The first part of knowing you have a problem is recognizing what your problem is, and that I know that I have an addictive
And the second
personality.
part is
so-
you need to fix it.
So if I don't go back to it, I don't need to fix it. And then Jan, you're going to talk about these other two because no one even fucking knows what this bullshit.
I don't even know what Control is. I just
Yeah.
know I've heard about it.
So
So,
when I get the new releases list, there's like 40 things on it, but usually I nail it down to 3 that people have heard of, or 4 or 5. That like
well,
the,
there's.
the
I'm sure
AAAs.
I've heard of
these are
Control.
like-
I just don't know anything about it because it's not a game I'm interested in. We're
yeah,
just
these are
for
like
the fan
stealth
base.
games. All right, no, our fan base doesn't care. Those
Wreckfest
two-
definitely for sure. You've not heard of Wreckfest? Oh, come on.
All right, Jan, talk about it then.
Let's move on.
All right.
Do anything right around here.
The
Let's
only new
move
release
on.
out this week.
No new
is World of
releases.
Warcraft.
No new
Yes.
releases this week,
And even
people.
that wasn't really one. All right. On that,
Problem
let's move
solved.
on to gaming news. Who wants to jump on the first story in this slow ass fucking news week?
It's
Yeah, I got it. I'll do this one.
All right. Hit's got one.
Fire is coming to Sea of Thieves, but we weren't supposed to know that yet. So this story's
Gee,
coming out of
shocker, he just
Games
put it
Radar. Things are heating up on the high seas. So I don't know. I didn't read this article, but
Basically,
I know what happened. I
We
know,
mentioned
yeah.
on the live stream.
Yeah, I know what happened. So they were doing a live stream at no, it wasn't at Gamescom. It was the week before. It was their weekly live stream that they do.
Yeah.
And there was like 4 of them playing, and one of them accidentally revealed that there's fires will be coming. Basically, the way he said it was like the best announcement we ever made was that the inclusion of fire into the game, and then everyone else was like, "Did
we announce
that?" And then the guy that said it knew like right away, like, "Oh shit, I fucked up."
And it's not the first time he's fucked up. He blew some other thing, and they banned him from the show for a while.
Yeah, so that's so funny.
He's probably banned for good.
Yeah, he's probably not going to be back on that stream. He's the Tom Holland of Rare,
He totally is.
right?
He needs his own handler. Yes.
So basically, they confirmed something that had been data mined like forever ago. The inclusion of fire. I don't think it's that big of a deal that they leaked it out. I guess we all kind of fire technically already is in the game. Like torches and stuff like that, but
it's on fire.
It's just funny. I think this story is more funny than it is that there's fire in the game. Just the way they did it. And then apparently at Gamescom, the arena build that they had included pets, which is still in the insider testing. And they were like, "Hey, buddy, don't feel bad. Like we fucked up over here too." So they had a bad week last week.
I don't know if it's really bad. PR. It just creates more buzz around.
Yeah, it's just fun. And was it on purpose? Maybe, who knows? But
was it one of those oops leaks?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I think the guy that announced the fire, I think that was not an oops leak. I think he's just
he fucked up.
Most definitely.
All right.
Who wants a story? 5, 4.
I'm really not interested in any of these.
All right, I'll take one then. Xbox Gaming Service Boss would like to see Game Pass on all platforms. Now, this shouldn't surprise anyone, but it is a novel concept where now that Game Pass is on Xbox, then it moved to PC. Bringing this concept to bring these games to other platforms as part of Game Pass is not that big a stretch. Obviously, the games that end up on Game Pass that go to a third-party platform would have to be games that were already on that platform. But I think that the selling point is really there if you keep increasing the amount of content that you're bringing in and the number of platforms that's going across. I think this is a no-brainer. I'd like to see it on more platforms too. Imagine if you could play a whole shitload of games on your Switch or on your PlayStation 4 that were part of a bigger Game Pass from Microsoft. I don't know. I think it's a cool thing. Would you guys pay? Well, let's say it would be part of the Game Pass Ultimate, which we already have. But
I would love to see that brought over to the Switch as well. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But like,
can we buy a belt for the show?
What aspect of the Game Pass would we see?
So
I don't think I'm going to be able to play Halo on.
No, that's not what we're talking. We're talking about like they would make some kind of deal with
like Steam
to get like Skyrim on there and games that are already going to be on those consoles, but bring them into the Game Pass aspect of it.
I think they'll do it with the Switch. Here sooner or later, I think Nintendo will actually buy into that. I think with their partnership now, I think they're gonna. This is probably coming down the road with this.
I thought they said that.
I mean, I thought
they said it's coming to Switch.
A lot of titles are already on Switch that are on the Xbox Live Arcade, like SteamWorld. Like the SteamWorld games is a good example. If you got the Xbox Live or the Xbox Ultimate Pass, I would love to be able to play SteamWorld Dig 2 on the Switch as well as on my Xbox. Whenever I go mobile, just grab the Switch and take it with me on that. I mean, that'd be a perfect opportunity. Those arcadey more games than the AAA full flow titles.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it'll happen there pretty soon.
Yeah,
I think within the next year.
You're thinking of Xbox Live, which is on the Switch,
right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking
Game Pass. No, I'm talking Hit because but Hit was saying he thought it was already there. He's thinking in the Xbox Live.
I thought they already announced that it was coming to Switch.
Not the Game Pass.
Just Xbox Live.
Yeah, the Xbox Live integration where your gamer tag goes over there so you can get gamer score and you can do the social aspect of hooking up with your friends and stuff like that. Yeah. But the actual Game Pass would be a great thing on the Switch as well as, bring that over. So.
Yep.
But to tap on what you were talking about with the Halos or other games, Microsoft also came out. One of the other stories here is that they won't be releasing any Xbox exclusives on rival platforms. So you won't see your Forzas or your Halos or anything like that coming over to any of those other platforms, even with the Game Pass. So
yeah, I think people thought that was coming because Cuphead went to the Switch,
Right.
and then
Right.
something more recently just went.
Ori and the
Ori and the
Blind Forest.
Oh yeah, Ori. Yeah, Ori went. So people are like, "Oh, Microsoft now is like they're just going multi-platform in this shit." But those two are technically not. Those deals were in before they were fully connected. And like Cuphead was never a Microsoft Studios exclusive, and Ori was there before Microsoft acquired them.
Mhm.
So.
But I don't think they have a problem with the arcade games going over. But I think it's more the AAA titles. You know, those the big console drivers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. But
So I would love to see the Game Pass go over, and so I can play some of those arcade games that I love on
Mhm.
multiple platforms. So
maybe you should tweet and at Major Nelson in it. I'm sure that'll work. That's Selden's literal way to try to get everything through is to at Major Nelson, and then you make sure he either mentions me or Too Old to Play in the tweet every time. It's
I
like
haven't
his
done that in
tweet recipe.
years.
In like a week. Yes. I'm always like, Selden 007 mentioned you. And then I go look, and like in my mention is also Larry Herb and like Xbox and then some random game. And yeah,
That's
it's
for his Free Code Fridays. I always try to get those. I always try to tweet those out. So
yeah, it's a good workflow you got. How many of those free codes have you got?
I got a couple.
Oh, all right. Well, that's more than I expected. So yeah, you're doing something right then.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. All right.
I think the only game I ever got from this show was, what was that psychedelic garbage title that you gave me a code for?
You put in for a code for Soda Drinker Pro.
Yeah, that's the game. God, what a disaster that was.
The fact that I was able to index that, 4 vodkas in, I could tell you exactly what free code you won from this show. That goes to show I'm fucking pro as fuck.
You are?
All right. Next story.
All right, I'll take one. Dice drops the axe on Battlefield 5's plan for 5v5 mode. Are we shocked? That's not part of the title, but I'm just straight up, are we shocked? Because, I mean, seriously, like, don't get me wrong, they still have people play it, but they bombed 5. People played it for a little while, but it died so quickly.
Did anyone of us, the 4 of us, play it?
Nope.
I played 5 for a while, the single player, but I never really got in the multiplayer
So you bought
portion.
it.
So
Yeah, I have 5 as well.
I only played in at E3, so I did not invest my money in this.
I never played the VR mode though.
it was a quality. I mean, it's a quality Battlefield game. I mean, they didn't screw that up. I don't know about the multiplayer, which is what usually carries them through the years, and it seems like that's what struggled is the multiplayer version of it.
So how long did you each play this game?
I probably gave it about a month. Maybe I was playing the single player. So
I gave it about a month and checked in every once. I check in every once in a while.
So did you play the single player 2-hit, or were you just multiplayer only?
Both. I played with LB and Styles for a little bit.
All right.
It was
So
alright.
then?
I never got to play the Battle Royale. I had already checked out by then.
And it wasn't worth going back for.
I've seen streams of the Battle Royale mode, and I was like, "Eesh, this is rough. Rough." Yeah, I don't know. I'm not surprised by this either. Like, they're probably already planning for 6, so like, why invest any more time to something that's not gonna get played?
yeah,
Well, that's the problem. Their release cycle is so fast that if you didn't enjoy it at the beginning and get in at the beginning, then you missed the rush of people and you missed basically the game, and you might as well wait till the next one.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyone else have a story jumping out in them? All right, I'll take one then. This one's a no-brainer. The new GTA Online update lets you get drunk for free at the casino. Like, so basically they made it like real life. Yeah. It's I still find it insane the legs that GTA Online has. Like,
Have you
Peop-
played it? Have you played it?
no, because I knew I'd get sucked in. I knew I could not possibly play this game because it's exactly the addiction that they play off of on me. I know what games I can and can't play, and this is the kind of game that would suck me in. Hit so. For the same reason why, even though I hated Red Dead 2, I thought of playing Red Dead Online, and I was like, no, I'm just going to get sucked in. I'm going to get sucked in. So did you play any GTA Online?
Me? Oh yeah.
No,
I still
sounded
check
like
in
a
every
true
once in a
addict.
while.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to play again. Yeah.
I made a ton of money, like millions. Bought multiple properties. I even bought that yacht. Like I had done a lot in that game, and then Heist came out, and we did the heists, and those were fun. And
So why'd you stop?
I like see these came out, or some other game came out. Like I still check in every once in a while. It's fun. It's fun going into that world because like every time you walk into that world, like something different is happening, or different adventure you can get on. Like, there's so much to do in there. Like it's a little overwhelming. Like they really built that game up over the years. It's not a surprise that it's their moneymaker. They are making hand over fist in that game.
Well, that's exactly why we're not seeing any announcements for a new
Right.
GTA title.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we're gonna hear anything on GTA 6 until 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way through the next platform generation.
That wouldn't surprise. If you look at the top 10 games sold every month, GTA 5 is still on there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in
Yeah.
the top 10 every month, which is insane.
Not
Yeah,
to mention
after-
the number of people that buy those shark cards. I forgot. I think they released like some numbers, or somebody leaked some numbers on like how much money they're making from the people that drop on shark cards.
Mm.
Man, it's nuts. It's
Oh.
nuts how much money they're making.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, after last week's show, I was like, why did I ever stop playing the game? Because I liked it when I was playing it. Then I was like, oh, wait, I had it on the last version, and they never made it backwards compatible, and I never wanted to drop the money to buy the new version.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's why I stopped. And I'm like, should I buy it again? I'm like, nah, at this point, I'm so far out that,
You
I don't
can
know if it's-
transfer your character now.
well, yeah, transferring, yeah, but I'd still have to pay $50-$60 for another version of the game. So,
It goes
Yeah.
on sale quite often.
Yeah, I see it on sale quite a bit too.
You
Yeah.
can get one on Black Friday for sure, like really cheap.
Or Boxing Day.
Think of GTA Online as or Boxing Day. Think of GTA Online as like a Sea of Thieves. Like they've added. The problem was that once you did everything in GTA Online, there was nothing else left to do. So you would like check out, and you would come back for the next update, and play that for a little bit and finish that. Check out and rinse and repeat. Sea of Thieves is kind of like that. They keep updating the game, but they've added the game so much to the game over the years that like now you go in
Yeah.
there and it's like, shit, I got a lot to do now.
Yeah. It's like when Selden went back to Destiny. He's like, whoa,
There
there's
is-
all kinds
Holy
of
shit.
shit.
Oh,
yeah.
and he comes back full circle.
That's kind of what I want out of Red Dead Online. Like there was barely anything to do when they launched that.
Oh, that's right. You did
Yeah.
try that at the beginning, right?
You
Yeah,
did,
it
yeah.
was. Everyone complained. What is it doing here? Like it's a free park, but there's not much to do.
And it was all just griefing and everything else at the
Yeah,
beginning.
they had like a story. They had a story in online which was interesting, but it was short, and then it just became griefing to the point where it was a little ridiculous.
It's not even fun anymore. Yeah.
What's
no,
the
like, it
status
was
of Red
fun.
Dead
It
right
was just
now?
like you didn't get anything done. Like,
Yeah,
like,
what is the
I wanted to
status
kill
of Red
some.
Dead?
I want to kill some pigs tonight, and end up getting into a shootout at the fucking saloon. Like, fuck.
Night wasted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Anyone else want to jump on one of these stories?
Hmm.
All right, I'll take the last one then.
There's two. These are both dumb.
Well, I know. So that's why I was saying the last one, because I figured
Yeah.
no one gives a shit about the PlayStation one. So
Nope.
I thought
Riot-
that was the dumbest one.
Riot Games settles class action lawsuit over sexist culture. So
Why is this becoming the norm?
wow, Yant, are you going anti hashtag me too? Because we might have to cut you from the show if you don't support people here.
No. I'm just
okay.
saying, why is this becoming the norm in that we're hearing more and more about this sexist acts coming in?
Well, I'll tell you why we're hearing it more, because now people feel more empowered to say it. And because for a long time people just took shit and they were like, oh, boys will be boys and this and that and the other thing. And
boys.
I'm the biggest boy that's ever been a boy, but I still don't like when this kind of shit happens. And
I don't either. That's why I think I was disappointed that this is becoming more of a norm, and it keeps. Yeah. I mean, I feel like every couple of months we have a story about something like this, and
some company doing something crazy and having all these weird sexist things, and people whipping out their dicks at parties and all this other stuff. So, you know what? I am glad that Riot felt the hit on this, because they basically thought they created this boys club attitude. Everybody was just doing whatever the fuck they wanted, kind of like it was like this show. But this show is a little different. Like, we can do whatever the fuck we want. But when you're like a real company and you have employees that are men and women, and you just can't do what they were doing. You can't say the stuff they were saying. And
hold on, we're not a real company.
No. We're an LLC hit. That's all we are. That's why there's limited liability to what we say. But for a real like honest to goodness company, you can't do what they were doing, and like having gender discrimination and
I'm glad their people walked out and they're getting in trouble for it. Like, this is there should be more of than just a smack a hand on some of this stuff, though. I think it should become more punishable, because
well, we
show
don't
some
know.
Respect.
We don't know what they actually got, what the results of this class action lawsuit were, because neither side can talk based on the outcome of this. But I'm assuming that people got paid what they felt they deserved, because they're no longer arguing and they agreed to it. So that can only be good for the people that were hurt by this, and it can only be bad for Riot, which is the best possible outcome. So the moral of the story, like Will Wheaton has always said, former friend of the show, Will Wheaton, don't be a dick.
Why is he got to put the former?
Because he screwed it up for us.
Yeah, because Will Wheaton was going to be on the show once, and I canceled on him. So, and Code was so mad.
We could mend fences.
All right. Possible future friend Will Wheaton.
There we go.
Like he said, don't be a dick. Like, that's it. Just don't be a dick.
You should probably call Will and apologize for being a dick.
Yeah.
I don't like it was not a good move, but it wasn't really a dick move. Well, I guess it was 2 hours before the show.
Can we talk about that last story before you delete it?
Oh, I wasn't going to delete it, but
yeah,
I just wasn't going to strike through it. Yeah, you can talk about this.
Yeah.
Hit's taking the story, ladies and gentlemen. Go, Hit.
PlayStation Production joins the Uncharted movie as another director exits. Now, I'm not actually going to talk about this story. I'm just going to tell everybody the Uncharted movie is not happening. Okay? It's not happening.
Oh, you mean the Halo? Is it next to the Halo movie?
The Halo movie is coming with it.
Is it because we've lost like 7 directors and now PlayStation Productions had to come on?
Yeah, it's not happening. Okay, let's just stop talking about the Uncharted movie. It's not happening. Done. There you go.
It's going to be right there with Halo and the Gears movie. It's going to be a triple feature.
Fucking Halo, man. Shit, yeah.
That Halo
right
movie
up there.
Like, we talk about that movie every 4 months. We have a new story about the Halo movie. So these things are all coming. It's just slow and steady, right?
Not that slow and steady.
Although at this point, now that they've given up on real directors and PlayStation Productions is in, ironically, you may actually now see the Uncharted movie, because the people with the most vested interest in this, now they've brought in, basically PlayStation Productions is like the shithead cousin of Sony Studios that's like, oh, we're going to give you all our shitty shit. And now they're like, hey, guess what? We got something for you. and he's over there eating chalk in the corner, and he's like,
Don't take my
Like,
stapler.
yeah,
Don't take my stapler.
we have the Uncharted movie for you. And he's like, and he shoves the chalk in his eye and he starts eating his hand. Like, he may not be the best person to direct the movie, but he's related to Sony. So that's all that matters. It's nepotism right there. So we may actually see this one movie out of all these movies. So who knows?
I won't believe it.
No, I don't believe it
I
either.
don't believe it.
Well, the chalk companies are all happy because he stopped eating their chalk because he's busy with this now. So
Animated short exclusive to PlayStation Dashboard.
that could be too. Who knows? Or it could just be something tacked on to the next Uncharted game as a bonus thing. Who knows?
Extension of their movie too.
Yeah. So, but in case any of you couldn't tell, this was a shit news week, and we tried to make the best out of the news available to us. So, if you have stuff you want us to talk about next week, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com. You tell us what you want us to talk about. We'll talk about it, and then you can comment on it, and we'll have fun. You can also comment on the episode on the Tool to Play homepage. So go there, see the episode, and leave a comment, and we'll address it next week. And sponsors! Remember, if we had sponsors, you supported them, it would support us. So, if you have something you want to sell, some company, some product, some anything, and you want to be driven by Still Got Game, like, look at us. We're immensely entertaining, devilishly handsome. We can sell a product. We literally just sold the fucking... we sold PlayStation Productions as a legit source for the Uncharted movie. So
and we also sold a bunch of chalk while we were at
yeah. Like, we can.
If you're a
literally-
chalk eater, come and see.
we can sell anything. So if you want us to sell your product, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com. You tell us what you're selling. We'll tell you if you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Toolplay related at twitter.com/tooltoplay. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the internet, god of everything that is holy, am at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
I'm at twitter.com/IsaacHitman.
I'm at twitter.com/James A. Yant.
I'm at twitter.com/Selden007.
We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tooltoplay. That is where we put up all our archive video content, where it's episodes of this show, hits, quick hits, Tiff's immature interviews, Selden's dick cam. Doesn't matter. All the shows are on there, and you can get all the past episodes. And granted, there's a lot of episodes of Hits, Quick Hits, and it is coming back in the new year. Hit was supposed to come back this summer, but he postponed. He's having some creative differences with his crinkle. But all this stuff is coming back in the new year. Tiff's immature interviews has also come back, and believe it or not, Selden has acquired a new dick cam, and he's got some new episodes of his show coming up. So if you want a shot that is framed floor to ceiling with the star of the show center frame, there's not a lot of shows like that. Pretty much there's only been one in history, and it's coming back. So be
Show was
prepared.
awesome.
And
It's the best show ever.
and all of these shows are available on our YouTube channel archive format. So please go there and subscribe, and we'd appreciate it. We also have we're on iTunes, and we need some 5-star reviews on iTunes. So please go there, rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. If you got an extra 5 seconds, leave a nice little review. They're gods, awesome show. I love chalk. Whatever you want to put, just go there, 5 stars, and write something nice. We have a Discord channel. Discord is at tooltoplay.com/SGG Discord. So go there, sign up, and you can chit chat with us each and every week, and we'll talk about stuff, and you can talk to us offline. You can tell us stuff you want us to talk about on the show. We just hang out like we're buds, even though we're not, but you can pretend we are. It's like fake buds. So yeah, tooltoplay.com/SGG Discord. Go there, sign up, and we'll chat with you. We have a Mixer channel, mixer.com/tooltoplay. That is where we broadcast this show live. That's where it hosts all of our individual broadcasts. So go there. It's definitely where you want to follow us. if you want to get our live content. But we each also have our own Mixer channels. I'm at mixer.com/Derek Nolan.
I'm at mixer.com/Isaac Hitman.
I'm at mixer.com/YachtDog7.
I'm at mixer.com/Selden007.
All right, and I guess I want to remind you all before we wrap up tonight, join us each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, mixer.com/Tool to Play. And on that, why don't we wrap this pre-Labor Day episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Roger Hitman Roken.
I'm James Yacht Dog Yacht.
And I'm Chris Selden007 Selden.
Tiff will be back in 2 weeks.